fans coming to see shows of bands that, you know, you might not hear about in the mainstream. And that's exactly where I want to be. I don't want to be S Club 7. I don't want to be, you know, the next Dutch singing or German singing, all dancing, all singing, you know, act of the world. I want to be an underground band from Australia. That's, you know, I don't want Coca-Cola signing me up to do ads. You know, I don't want to...
And when they give you like 10 million bucks?
I wouldn't do it. Seriously,
really not?
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it because I'd rather put my face on the front of, you know, Amnesty International or Greenpeace or something like that than a multinational, you know, conglomerate that is commercial thing. You know, if I was going to sell out, I'd do it for way more than 10 million bucks. You know, they'd have to offer me a lifetime, so I'd never have to show my face again. Because seriously, that's what it means to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it also like the same attitude you have to your towards your music?
Yeah, man. You know, it's the passion and the energy and the ownership and the organic nature of our original material that makes us who we are. Mm-hmm. And I think when you come to see us play live, you really get that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I've borrowed some things from places. You know, yes, I'm influenced by American bands and European bands. Yes, I'm influenced by art and my family and friends. Mm-hmm. So why wouldn't you want to replicate that again on stage? Why are people saying, oh, you know, these guys sound like this or sound like that? That's excellent. Yeah. You know, if you say we sound like the Deftones and Faith No More crossed with Muse, then I'm stoked at that. Okay. I say thanks very much. Yeah,
Faith No More is my favorite band all time.
Mine too. Mike,
so we have a click here.
Yeah, Mike Patton, man, is one of the best vocalists in the world. Yeah. You know, so that guy for me is just amazing. Man, I've tried to see him 3 times and I've never been able to see him.
You have never seen him?
I've never seen him play.
Because Faith No More played lots of time in Australia.
Yeah, I know. They're renowned for coming back to Australia when they were together. But I've tried to see Mike Patton in Phantomus. I've tried to see him in Mr. Bungle. I've tried to see him in Faith No More. And he did a solo show. He did a solo tour of the world. And all 4 times, certain things have happened that I couldn't get to see him. So I'm a little bit sad at that. But I've got this idea that when we break into the underground scene around the world,
you will play with him.
Then I will get to hang out. I will actually invite him to sing with me.
Oh, that will be cool, man.
That will be cool, man. That'll be great.
Hey, first the music, because otherwise my tape runs out. Hey, the CD Begins Here. It's from 2003, last year.
Yeah, that's right. We've just sort of done a friendly distribution deal with Sony for Germany and a few other independent distributors, record distributors across Europe. So now you can actually get your hands on it. And what's exciting about that is the fact that now, you know, a goal that was dreamt about at the age of 15 has now been realised, in the sense that we have become international recording artists. No matter how big or small, that's something to, you know, to really write home about. It is. Yeah. And I think for any young band out there to have their CD sold in a country that's not their own is a major achievement. That's cool.
Yeah. How did you start with the band and when?
I started in the year 2000. Some friends of mine introduced me to the already nucleus of the band, and so I was just on the outer. And I joined these guys, and I heard the first few songs. I thought, wow, man, there's something there, you know. And I could hear it, and very passionate people around us could hear it in key places like management, publishing, record company, recording studio. These people heard this passion in our music and said, we want to be on board. Wow. So, and that's all I thought to myself, if no one else in the world gets this, you know, at least the people that I admire and look up to get this. Yeah, that's exactly right, you know. But as you keep moving up the ladder, you move the goalposts, so to speak. So that's what we've done. Keep moving the goalposts to higher and higher goals and achieve them. Okay. Yeah.
So that started in 2000, and now we're 4 years later, and now you're like big and playing the biggest shows.
Yeah, man, the Milky Way, it's renowned. You know, and where we come from, people that have like bigger bands like, say, Savage Garden, you would have heard of them, and Midnight Oil, and In Excess.
What's one of my questions?
They, you know, like I've met some of those people, and they've all said, "Man, Milky Way, you guys are going to Amsterdam. You're going to have the best time, the best people, great beer, of course. What can I say? Great beer, great and if you're not into that, it doesn't matter because it's the vibe of the place. It really is, man. This place has it's happening. Yeah.
Hey, but how did it start? Because the record came out in 2003. What happened after that?
Well, you had
a first single.
Yeah, we had an EP before that, and that came out. That really got us in Australia. That really broke us in Australia. And it was a self-titled EP called The Butterfly Effect. Anyway, radio really pushed, and the record company pushed for the album. The album came out in 2003, and just within a couple of months of its release, bang, we were playing to 1,000, 1,200 people a night.
45,000 copies sold in Australia?
Yeah, man, and it's happening, you know what I mean? And in Australia, it only has 20 million people.
Okay.
And it's
the same as Holland.
And it's the size of North America, Australia. So that's a lot of people over a large area. So we've been touring backwards and forwards for 10 months.
In Australia?
Yeah, just in Australia. That's it. And now we've got albums released in, 12, 15 countries. So, and the album, I really urge people to just give it a try because there is something in there that I'm sure a lot of people can connect with.
What are the main influences from you guys? Like I remind Tool, of course, the Apex Theory. You have ever heard of them? Yeah. Great bands, like technical and melodic, everything in it.
Yeah, I think we take a lot from a lot of different bands, like such as Tool, Faith No More, Stone Temple Pilots, a band called Dredge from America. We take different parts, Deftones, of course, take different parts. And I think what the best thing about taking such a wide genre of musical styles, also Jeff Buckley, also great, solo artists and, jazz performers and things like this, is you really get a melting pot of sound. No. And this is where it's at, you know what I mean? It's a little derivatives in some places, but then who isn't? Yeah. I mean, these days, come on, I think to be a little bit derivative is cool. Okay. You know what I mean? It helps people relate to it easier.
Yeah. And then you started touring, and then you played 114 shows or something here in everywhere, like last year, isn't it?
Yeah, we did.
How was that?
Yeah, it's amazing. You really hone your skills when you play that many live shows in that short a space of time.
You get better every night, I think.
Well, that's exactly right, and that's the way it should be too. Like by the end of a tour, you should be at your ultimate. You know what I mean? Not so tired that you can't walk on stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we make sure we have a provision for days off here and there, so we can recoup, so we can keep. And really, tonight, if you see the live performance, you will really see 4 guys, going mental. Yeah. Really, that's what our music makes us do. Yeah. Really makes us go crazy.
Cool. What really struck me were the guitar melodies. Like when he started a riff, it's not just a simple riff; it's something extra in it.
I think the riffing, the way it's constructed and its structure is.
It's not that cliche. It's something extra.
That's exactly right. It's fundamentally the same.
Yeah.
But it's sort of like when you've got free thinking people and you put them together, you know what I mean, and they don't want to sound like anyone else. They actually push against the normal. Yeah. And then they come up with different sounding things. Yeah. Obviously, that's what you do. So basically, what we do with our guitarist, he'll come to the band with a riff, and if we say it sounds like Limp Bizkit or Deftones or Tool, he'll go away and change it until we can't hear.
Yeah, or just add a little part and then it's
That's exactly
cool.
Right. And that's what happens. Basically, when you come up with an idea and add to it, you get further away from, that first idea. Yeah. But for us, that seems to work.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's the way you work.
Yeah, that's right.
How does it go? Like, you come together in a rehearsal room and then how does it start?
Basically, the guitarist goes away with an idea, a feeling, an emotion, and he comes back with the riff. It might be a really crunchy, heavy riff, and the emotion that I get from it is maybe sadness. So I'll write something lyrically and melodically that to me represents the way I feel about that riff, those group of notes. The drummer will then listen to what the guitarist and I am doing and then add his, he might think that's really powerful, I've got to play powerfully. Mm-hmm. And the bass player might hear, it needs more melody, so he'll add heaps of melodic notes. And that's how...
Stays in contrast.
Yeah, so everybody just adds their piece whilst we all want to complement and create with the other piece and join with the other piece.
Cool.
That's the way that we write. And basically it happens just like that. So it's 1, 2, 3 and then 4. So we don't write as a group. We write individual pieces and put them all together.
And after that, you add your lyrics to it?
Yeah,
or
definitely.
just in the time being?
So basically what I do is when I hear the riff, I immediately have lyrics that pop into mind. You know, just one line might be "Hold On," like in Crave. I'll just sing "Hold